How is everybody doing today? How did everybody's day go? I mean, my day went pretty well. Let me go ahead and take that out of there. My day went pretty well, you know? Just talking to people on the Discord group. Let me see what people are saying here because I need to log into both. There we go. I think there's like a way to watch on Stream Manager. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You can see how many people are viewing at the moment. You can see the follows, all that stuff. Pretty good. Also log into the YouTube one. Yes, we got 23 people watching here. Good, make sure you hit that like button. Start off strong. Turn monetization on. So I'll just select this one, it doesn't really matter. Happy birthday. My birthday's next week, but thank you. I appreciate that. Held back on snagging more AMC at $11 with the current cost average at $12 or held back. Yeah, I hear you. I always think about the fact that I can like sell high and buy lower. In most cases, I could have done that. And I keep thinking about that, but it's just the fear of missing out that kind of holds me back there. I rock. Thank you, Christopher. On your Discord. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people chatting it up over there. It's definitely good. It's a great group of people. There's so many people that were actually talking about some really good things, back and forth about averaging down and buying into certain positions. What's going on there? Carl the cat, you have a so in the Discord group, obviously, if you know that we have a thing called Carl's calls, and someone just sent me a bunch of suggestions. I think we need to take the suggestions closer to Friday because it's going to happen not next week, but the week after that. We're going to see how, because Mavis is doing pretty well. MVIS is doing really well since he picked it. So we're going to check up on that in a little over a week. I guess actually 2 weeks at this point. Sorry. So we're going to check up on that. We're going to check up on it in a week, but we're going to actually pick another one in 2 weeks. So and depending what it is, we might buy a larger portion of it. So we did have some sideways action all day. You're right. We did. We have 132 in here. Hit that like button. Get it above 50 likes. Let's go with that. The goal for the next 10 minutes is 50 likes. We have 2 viewers over on Twitch. Do something that's a form of engagement over there. I don't have like a chat over here. Oh wait, there it is. Got it. Got it. On what software do you need to trade off my laptop? You can use a bunch of things. You can actually use a browser software. You can use this Webull platform. There's a link in the description to sign up for Webull, and you should be able to download this software. It's a really great platform, by the way. Like, that's probably the best platform to learn from. You can watch everything I'm doing, and you could see the type of things that I'm doing. You can implement it in your strategy if you want to. What's the lowest you think Roblox will get to? What is Roblox at now? It's just below 69. I think it's still testing that lowness limit. The fact that it hasn't gone below like $69 is definitely a great deal since the beginning. I think the beginning it started at 60 or something, or it started at 70 and dropped down to 60. But then you can see that it hasn't really gone below like 69 in the last however many days. So that's really good, but it still hasn't really tested anything. People are holding in the beginning because they want to see what's going on. So everybody that is holding, it's not because people did get like some profits from where they invested in. Maybe they invested at $60 when it was in the beginning, or maybe they invested at 70 and gained $2 on the way up. But either way, it seems to have a firm support level at between $69 and $70. We closed above 11 to the moon. Yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal. I thought we were going to close above 12. I did put out a poll on Patreon talking about what I think that it was going to get to, and they hit the nail on the head. I mean, it was literally $11, and a bunch of people voted $11. Some people voted less than $10.50 because the fact that we were trending that way. But we did have a lot of people vote $11, so that's good. It's definitely a big W to close above $11, especially after all that manipulation. Can you do multiple trades of non-crypto stocks with Webull? Yes, you can do multiple trades. If you're talking about like, can you do multiple trades in a day? I'm not really quite sure as to what the full question is, but if you're talking about what the trades are in it, if you can do more than one trade in a day, you can do 3 if you have less than 25,000, but if you have more than 25,000, you can do more than 3. You can do basically unlimited at that point. You just got to wait for the cash to clear, I think, at some point, which I haven't ever seen as an issue yet. One question. I got two shares at $15 calls for the 19th. Do you think I'm... No. For the 19th, no. I would say that if we see some positivity, I think we're going to see it push up past $15. I said it was supposed to get to $15 this week. Without the manipulation, we would have been there. We would have been there easily. And I don't think that's the case. If we see more manipulation, then yes, but I'm pretty sure that we will be fine. You look at the after hours market for everything in the stock market at this point, it's all red. Besides AMC and GME, which it may turn that way. I understand if it does. If everything else is red, eventually this is probably going to happen. Eyes looks like it's doing pretty well. These are things like, you see these things right here. A lot of times if you're focused on these and this is something that's in your play, on your watch list, you can gain something quick from this day trade here. And it'll give you something really great. I was looking at this and I was like, that's literally the best setup for anything. You see how far it's pulling away from the 15 moving average, and you can see that the strength, the buying strength of there, and then just buying in and selling at $1.50, buying maybe 100, 1,000 shares, you can gain a significant amount of money. Thanks, bud. No problem. No problem at all. Got 2 viewers over in Twitch. Thank you for watching over there. I appreciate it. Let's see. I'm surprised AMC went up. Yeah, with how it was going in the pre-market, it didn't look like it was going to have a positive day. It looked like it was going, pretty south, pretty fast. And it's great to see that, we did have a positive day, and that goes to show that the pre-market really doesn't tell you everything. The pre-market did show that we had, quite a bit of buying power. So I guess maybe it showed you a little bit, but it was pretty much, not trending in the right direction. After the initial drop, I guess it was trending upward and you've seen the buying power, but the fact that it did gap down is something that you don't really like to see. Thoughts on ZOM? I think ZOM is amazing. I'm holding ZOM right now, and you can see that I'm up $66 at the moment. It's up to a price of $2.30. I believe that the $2 mark could definitely double, and I'll double my money there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, will I sell before there? There's a possibility that I could sell before there, just to be able to use that as capital towards something else. It depends how long it takes. Sometimes I get impatient and I want to put that money towards something else, because right now what's bothering me is Rocket, and if I can average down multiple times, I could have done that today. That would have been down to an average of well, I couldn't have done it today. There's no I don't have any day trades, so that's the reason why I didn't get out. But if it comes to Wednesday and this ends up being at $3 or $4 or something, yeah, I'm out. And then I'm going to put some of that money into Rocket so that I can bring down that cost average while selling at a higher price, so that I can put that back in again and bring that cost average down multiple times. That's what I'm looking for. No, it's profit hands. Not paper hands, it's profit hands. If every person who said hold actually held, then the stocks would rocket to the moon, no doubt. That's the thing. The people that are telling you to hold at these, that have like the most shares, they're looking to get it. They're looking to get out at the tippy top, wherever their profit target is. That's where they're looking to get out, and they don't care what you're saying, because the ultimate game is to make a profit, and they're going to tell you that. But I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you. Well, I'm obviously telling you that, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you to hold even if you don't want to hold. If you want to sell and take your profit, then definitely take your profit. I'm trying to help every single person out as best as possible, and the only way we could do that is by letting people get their profits, and especially new investors. New investors will be will get steered. Will get turned away. I don't know what term I'm using there. Will basically get turned away from the stock market if they lose money, a ton of money, if they end up going all the way up to these high prices and then lose a ton of money. No, on cue. JJ Buckner just posted, I think it posted a video on ZOM, possibly? Yeah. He just posted a video on ZOM. Profit hands, yes. Smash like on the stream. Thank you for doing so. More people could join you. That would be amazing. Get that up to, it's up over 50 likes, so I appreciate that. That happened within the time frame that I said it, so I appreciate that. Get it up to 100 likes in the next 10 minutes. That would be amazing. That's only 40 more likes. You sell while everyone else gets wrecked. I don't. What I do is I take, if I do have a chance, I will take my profits. Right now I'm up $3,000 on AMC, but I'm not taking that profit yet. I'm still looking for my profit target, and then even if I do want to take that, and then I know it's going to have that fight on the way back down, unless it's a complete push. I feel like anytime we do see some sort of an increase, it's off of something that's really stable, really flat. And a lot of times that's exactly what happened. You've seen that with AMC the first time when we were down at like, what was it, $7 or $6 or even $5 at times. and it was really flat. The same thing with GME, and it didn't look like it had any type of positivity for a number of days. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the day, boom, skyrocket, right? You're gonna see that, and that's gonna be the hit that you see while they end up pulling back after that. So if you can find a way to get out, take your profits while the hedge funds are doing what they have to do, then you get back in at the low, then you're you know, kind of messing with their life twice at that point. AMC volume was at 100 million. Yeah, it was 109 million. It's not stopping yet because we still have, the after hours market. 109 million, that's still lower than what the average is. Average is 150. I don't think we truly need the volume to increase. We need the volume to squeeze. I'll tell you that. We need a lot of volume to squeeze. We need hedge funds. We need other hedge funds to back us up. We need other institutions to back us up just to, push that price all the way up, because they're going to get in on the game as well. They're going to get some skin in the game. But that's what we had the first time. We had a lot of, with GME at least, we had a lot of, institutions, even hedge funds. We had a lot of people with a lot of money that were looking to push that price up. I'm up 35K on AMC, and I'm still not selling yet. That's amazing. If you're up that high, it only makes sense to wait. When did you buy in at? Was it really low, Barry? Was it like $2, $3, or something like that? We're almost at 100 likes, and the 10-minute mark is still like 4 minutes away, 3 minutes away. So I think we're good. I think we'll get there. DeAndre Ayton? AMC volume should come next week with stimulus money. That's with the roaring market and leading to movement. Yeah. Oh, you bought in 7,400 shares at $6.40. That's an amazing cost average and an amazing amount of shares that you have, to tell you the truth. Zomedica Corp will 10x when their product enters the market on March 31st. Get in now. Yeah, that's 100% true. I don't know about 10x. I don't know about 10x. I was thinking that they could 2x, maybe 3x, but I wasn't sure if they could 10x. That's a little high. But I'm definitely going to stay in it. And I was, for some reason, just talking about that, and I was like, oh well, you know what? I will probably take my profits at some point, but to tell you the truth, I wouldn't have, because I knew about Trueforma. So I believe 15 next week. Yeah, I'm with you there. I do believe it could get to 15 easily. If we continue to see this positivity and less manipulation like we've seen in, obviously these cases, I understand that it can sell off. But it just gets ridiculous with the amount of, drops. How far it pulls away from the 15 moving average is crazy. In that direction, yeah, no. I heard that Fintel data is not really the most reliable, but I keep checking it just to see what short shares are available and all that stuff, and it's showing that 4.9 million short shares are available, 31% short ratio, and I believe 1.9 borrow fee rate. Basically 2% borrow fee rate. It's got to be wrong. That's unbelievably low. Ridiculously low for how high this is going up. How many shares do I have? I have 1,550 over in Fidelity, and I have 200 over here in Webull. Fidelity, my cost average went up to $9.46. It might be different now. Let me check. The last time I checked it was before that initial $12 mark. Come on, man. Where's it at? That's not it. Well, how about I log in then? Nope, not the right password. All right, let's see. All right, so it looks like total on total gain for AMC right now is $2,628. Cost basis is $9.46. Yep. March 19th. Yeah, it's not bad. It could be a lot better. You got into AMC at $5.40. That's amazing. See, with this type of situation where you have it in at $5.40, right? It makes sense for you, and I understand people don't like me to say this, but it makes sense for you to lower that cost basis some more by getting at these high points, selling. By selling and getting in at another low point, you can lower that cost basis even more, because the overall cost basis is going to be a wash sale. So they're gonna wash out what you did have and then put it in at a lower price, because you'll get more shares. As long as you buy as many shares as you can with the money that you end up gaining there, you're basically going to look at it and say your cost average is now ridiculously low. It could be like $2. You could have a cost basis. Let's say if your cost basis is $2 right now, right? And I know it's tough to actually have a cost basis of $2, but say you have a cost basis of $2 and you get all the way up to $12, and you see the pullback, you see any type of pullback that it does have, you get out and your cost basis could be 40 something cents. Like, or it could be like $1 or 50 cents or something. Like, that's what's crazy. You're adding fuel to the fire by, having that money that you sell at a high point and get back in at a low point with all the money that you gained plus the money that you put in, and then you end up skyrocketing there. I mean, then you can't lose. The only way you could lose is if it goes below where the all-time low is. You know what I mean? That's where averaging down, you end up winning in the deal. This is a huge deal there. Can I explain 70? What do you think here? Can I explain $70 straight line on our RBLX? I don't know where you're getting at here. Only time I've heard straight line is straight line depreciation. Are you basically saying that it's been trading sideways at basically 70? It's not something that's... Bro, stop talking trash. Paper hands. Paper hands. It's profit hands. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You're moving in a straight line that way. Well, it's technically you're not moving in a straight line, but you're starting and finishing in the exact same spot. So basically it's hovering around that 70 mark, and it doesn't, like, I understand it starts at 72, ended at basically 70, 69. It hasn't really been moving. Roblox is tough because of the fact that you still haven't figured out what the true movement is. When you invest in an IPO, the reason why it typically will move sideways is because you have a lot of people that are holding. A ton of people that are holding that don't want to sell because they feel like it's going to 2x or 3x or whatever. So you do have people that ended up probably buying in at $60 in the beginning and then sold at 93. And then now you see it where people are buying in at 70, pushing it to 73, down to 69, up to 70, up to 71, down to 70. Like, it's not something that you're going to see as super positive. I mean, it's going to be just straight across for probably a couple, maybe this week and next week. How much is the tax on realized gains again? It's like 30%, I believe. 30. I always try and save 50. The reason why I do that is just because it creates more of a bonus when you look at it and you're putting that money aside. Well, technically, you're saving money, and then typically I'll reinvest with that money as well. So ultimately, it'll be very confusing if you don't keep track of it. But you'll obviously know how much you gained by looking at your overall profit and loss. It depends what it is. Short-term capital gains tax, or you want long-term? Short-term capital gains tax. I believe it's like 30%-ish. But like I said, I always try and save 50, because if you save 50, then you're creating that bonus for yourself, and I'll just save it. So 2020 short-term capital gains tax. Here we go. I thought it was one flat rate, but I guess it depends on how much you make. Long-term capital gains tax. That's obviously what people want. I thought it was one flat rate, but I guess it ranges from 10% to 37%. Long-term, imagine is like 10%. I think it was right there. It's max 20% if you make over, as a single person, if you make over $441,000. Yeah. But obviously it's like, yeah. I always thought for some reason I thought it was a flat rate. But then again, I just put what capital gains I have into H&R Block and go about my day, so they calculate it usually. But I usually say 50% either way, because I figure I'm gonna save the money in order to pay for taxes. So instead of calculating it all, I'll receive something as a bonus. So it's taxed as a whole or at the end? What do you mean? You're only taxed on the gains that you have, but you're taxed at the end of the year. You're not like taxed in the middle of the year. You're not going to go out and just like, hey, I want to pay my taxes. Like, no, you're going to wait until income tax and get that situated. From all your gains, yes. From only the gains. If you invest $50,000, you're not going to include that into the taxed amount. Yeah, Jordan, you're right. Nobody really knows when the squeeze is going to actually happen, because of the fact that we have, well, one, you couldn't even really predict it even if we didn't have the manipulation, but you can see the positivity in the chart and how it actually is moving. You can see patterns that it would end up taking if there was no manipulation. There's a lot of stuff that could be positives here, but we're obviously seeing as negatives because of the fact that the manipulation is happening. Hope your family is doing great. What's going on with AMC? Just wondering what price you're thinking is selling at and about the squeeze. I want to see. I want to lower my cost basis here. So if it gets up to, I would like it to get up to 15, and then you'll see if it does end up pulling back, that I'll do the same thing over and over again, to where I'll buy in and, or I'll buy in low, sell high, depends. But right now I would like to be at 15 or 20. 20 would be the max. Well, not the max, would be the max point to where I would have my stop loss, and then everything else above that will be just, icing on the cake. And if it pulls back to 20, then I'll get stopped out at 20. So it should be very simple for you to have a profit target. You don't have to take my same profit target. Take your own profit target. If you feel like it's going to go to the moon, then definitely take that. I will, after I do make my initial sell, I'm going to end up getting back in at a lower point, because I feel like they're going to continue to push this. They're going to string this along for months and months and months. And if you think that's going to stop right here with one big squeeze, it's not. It's going to be something that's huge. A lot of people hold on to, and you're going to see it get kind of volatile, more volatile as the time goes on, in my opinion. We have 3 viewers over on Twitch. Profit hands beat diamond hands every day. Exactly. Take your profits. Thank you for viewing over here on this Twitch platform. I did see that they said that if you become an affiliate with Twitch, you can only stream on Twitch, which is ridiculous. But it said only gaming, so I don't know how hard they enforce it. Can you explain manipulation in better context? So manipulation, basically they have a ton of forms of, finding a way to manipulate it. First, they're going to do these short ladder attacks that we can't really prove that they're doing. We just see the way the chart is moving, and it's not normal activity. So with the day that we seen yesterday, you could see that was not normal. These were a combination of short ladder attacks, over shorting the stock, a thing they like to call naked shorting, where the short doesn't exist and they're continuing to short the position. There are a lot of methods that they can do in order to get us to sell, and this would be one of them. You have that large bear trap, and then you start to get people to sell off so they can buy back their positions at a lower and lower price and get out as best as they can. So there's a lot of methods that they can take up, and they've practiced all of these methods if it does take place, in order to gain some of their money back. And they're pulling out everything at this point, because they can't beat us. They really can't. A lot of people are holding and they just can't beat us. So they're trying to manipulate this position while everybody is holding. At least with everybody holding, a bunch of people holding, it should have been trading sideways. Yeah, you do have people that are shorting the position, but that's only because they want it to continue to go down, and they want to be able to cover their other shorts as well. So it's extreme manipulation. And it bothers me because I never see price action this way. I'm looking at charts because that's really the only thing I try and look at. I don't like to look at news because news affects things in different ways. You can say stimulus is going to pump money into here, but who knows if it's going to affect the market. It might affect a couple of stocks. It might just affect AMC, GME, all of the highly shorted positions, just because people want to. You said Linus Tech Tip streams simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. Is he affiliated on Twitch? I'm starting to get into that, so I'm not 100% sure exactly how it works. So, but yeah, that's mainly the way that they're going to manipulate. There's a lot of different ways, and they're going to find the best ways that they can get us out of those positions, whether it's scare tactics, you know, shorting the stock, naked shorting, all of these things. It's just a lot of BS, basically. How can you sell a fake share? So they end up doing that. How can you short sell a fake share? They end up doing that. They have all the information. I really don't know exactly how you would do it, but they do it. Apparently it's not illegal from what I understand. It's not illegal unless it's like malicious intent, and I don't know if this qualifies as like malicious intent in any way, but it's not an illegal tactic. They can do it all they want. As long as they're good for the money, they can do it all they want. Could it be a drop before the squeeze? Yes. Could it be a drop before the increase? I don't want to keep calling it a squeeze because I think that it's going to be just a massive increase. I can't say that it's going to be a squeeze unless the bubble truly pops, unless they physically give up everything and say, look, I'm done with this, because we don't have the volume right now in order to push a squeeze. I think it's just going to be something to where we have a large increase to $50, $100, but a squeeze would be something where we push $200, $300, $500. Like, that's the idea that you can get with AMC and GME. Like, GME should have pushed $1,000, but with all the manipulation, obviously it brought it back. With any restricted trading, it brought it back. So I wouldn't keep classifying it as a squeeze, in my opinion. And you may hear me say it once or twice and talk about a squeeze potential, because it does, depending on if we have the volume. If all of the variables are the same, then we're good, but variables change. That's BS, brother. I'm holding. Yeah, I mean, I think you should hold. I'm not telling you to sell. You should definitely hold. I'm holding. You know, I have my positions here, and I'll probably put more in there. I'm waiting for Zomedica to do something really big. Rocket is pissing me off a little bit, but I have to find a way to lower those or that cost basis. I'll get to that. Increase plus holding will drive. Sharp increase plus a hold will drive out the money call options in my in the money. Sold my ZOM and got more GME. How much ZOM did you have? What's going on with ZOM? ZOM is making some big moves, and they're supposed to have the True Forma. I believe that's March 30th, right? That's the release of that. Let's see. So True Forma is a toaster-sized device that runs. It's like the medical plans. Where's there? March 30th. So it's supposed to release March 30th, and that's supposed to be big. How tall am I? I'm 6'2.5". Other people said, since I said I was 6'2", that really means that I'm 5'9" or something. I can be 5'9" if you want. Eyes has been decent today. Eyes has been moving today. And in the after hours market, though, it's down 3%. But you look at what happened. I can't remember what day it was. It actually moved a couple of days ago. Yeah, it was this day. So $9 to $12, and then obviously from this $10 mark up to that $16 mark at the high in the after hours market. but it closed at $15.20. So that's huge. Things like that, you can make some really big moves from. Look at the spikes that this has. You see these spikes and you can get a really decent day trade from. Anything you could find from this, you can get a really decent, profit from. Like, I feel like that's amazing because you can look at all of the green candlesticks that you would see. Typically, when you day trade, sometimes you see red candlesticks and you instantly get out. But seeing no red candlesticks here, it would be a dream at that point. But you don't always find positions like that move up in that case. And you also can't get to it in time for it to, trigger in your brain, oh, I need to get in there, We have 479 people in here. Let's get to 200 likes. It's only 23 away, so that's not bad. Remember, if you want to join my Discord group, the link is in the description. It's the first link. It costs $5, but there's a great group of people. It's not overwhelming when it comes to the amount of people, and you never get your questions answered. You get your questions answered here. A lot of people like to respond. A lot of people like to talk. It's really fun. I think they're having a conversation right now. Can you day trade on Webull? Yes, you can. You do need $25,000 in your account to day trade more than 3 times in a week. So if you have $25,000 in your account, you can easily do that. I always recommend going a little bit over that. Have like 26 or 27 or 30, just so that if you lose money, you don't ever go below that. I never get my questions answered. That sounds great. Yeah, I absolutely hate joining groups. I joined probably 3 groups in the past, 3 Discord groups in the past. And they all had, I understand it makes sense if they have like, 2,000, 10,000 people. But if they have that many people, it gets very difficult to get your questions answered. So it makes it very easy to, like, what they should do is separate them. So when it gets to a point to where this group may get a little big, if it does, I don't know if it will, because usually charging money can push people away, and that's why I made it $5. But if it does get a little bit big, what I'll do is separate it into different sections, like options, day trades, swing trades, all of those. So if you have a specific question that you want to talk about, or you just want to talk in the general chat, you can definitely do that, and it'll make it easier to navigate through and understand where you can put your questions and get them answered. What's your price prediction for AMC Monday? We have to see how the pre-market goes. The after hours market right now looks pretty flat. It's nothing that's, it's not doing anything big. So if we see an after hours market that stays flat and the pre-market on Monday is really good, then obviously I'm going to predict that there's a really good price. But we can't physically predict every single thing that happens with these positions, nor can you do it with any real position unless you see how the chart's moving. You can basically say that in the long term, I believe that a stock is worth, such and such a price. Like that's what you can say. But when it comes to a prediction for tomorrow, it's going to be very tough to be able to predict that in any case. We did get over 200 likes. Thank you everybody for hitting that like button. You guys are amazing. Let's look over in Twitch. Twitch, we still have 2 people that are watching. Thank you for everybody watching over on Twitch. I'm still looking at the chat, so make sure you put your questions in the chat. If you don't get your questions answered over on YouTube, come over on Twitch. And it looks like the chat's not moving as fast or at all. Come on, man. We don't need to say that. You could at least censor yourself. Hey, Matthew, do banks... wait, where is that at? I'm sorry. Do banks accept stimulus checks over the weekend? I have Chase, if that matters. They should. But the thing is that I don't think they're going to be, like, for me, mine was basically pending, and it's still pending until the 17th. I think that's going to be the case for most of them. It seemed like that was the trend. Any like video that I seen, it was always the trend of someone getting theirs the 17th. So yeah, I think they do, but I don't believe you're going to get it this weekend if that's the case. It's probably going to be next week. Can you stream on both Twitch and YouTube? I didn't think you could. I am. Apparently other people do, but from what I heard and read, you apparently can't stream on YouTube when you're affiliated with Twitch. Because if you're affiliated with Twitch, then that's where they don't let you do it. Why are you never included with the other major stock YouTube collaborator efforts? Trey, Andrew, Bruce, and others get all together, but it seems you are included. I'm always a lone wolf. I talked to Trey a couple of times, but like I'm not that type of person that really gets together. I get bored of doing something like that. I understand having those conversations is great, but I feel like you're not engaging with the audience as much, and that's nothing on them. Obviously, they're giving out great content. I watch it sometimes. If I have time where I'm just sitting there, I watch it. It's awesome. But I feel like for me, I have to answer a lot of people. I have to stay engaged in the chat, and if I join one of those, I'm going to be a person that constantly looks at the chat, you know. And I don't have as much time as they may have. You know, I have kids that I have to take care of sometimes, and yes, I may have like times like this to where it's during the day, during the morning where I'm streaming, or during, you know, the afternoon where I'm streaming, and they may be streaming, you know, all day. But I, you know, have 9 to 5 that I have to work on. I have kids, you know, I obviously care about family a lot, so I try and stick with that. And like, I don't want to seem like I'm not throwing any shade on anybody if that's how this is interpreted, because I love their content. I watch all of them. You know, I watch Max, I watch Andrew, I watch Trey, Matt as well, all of them. So I have kids, I have to take care of them sometimes. You know what I mean by that. Did I say it that way? No, I just sometimes I miss them with engaging with you guys. It's great, but I sometimes miss them. So yeah, I watch all of them. Yeah, I think with me, like I said, I have to look at the chat, and I would be looking at the chat the whole entire time, waiting for, you know, someone to answer some of these questions, seeing great questions that we can answer, and we never get to it. So that's what I don't want. With 4 people that have their own narratives of things and how, you know, they have their conversations, they can never. I wouldn't be able to address super chats. I feel bad if I couldn't do it, you know. But yeah, I'm fine with it, you know. Did you guys already talk about the amount of options expired in the money today? Do you think that will affect the squeeze potential? To tell you the truth, I'm not an options person, so I don't know how that truly does affect it. Jonas, you feel me? I feel the same. Thanks. AMC 935 shares, still strong, over 2K. Let's keep holding. That's amazing. Uncle Bruce touch Trey and Max in naughty places. What? What are you talking about? That's Is there any chance that AMC will reach $30 or Pipe Dream? Yeah, there's definitely a chance it could reach $30. Like I've said in the past, where it stands now, between $10 and $15 is where AMC should be. So anything above that $15 mark is obviously in the good, and we should be at a point to where after the pandemic, they should be at $20. So if we can push up above where their value is supposed to be, then yeah, I definitely see that. That doesn't even need to be a squeeze. That just needs to be a solid push with no manipulation. You'll be fine. My profit target is around that $20 mark. If you're asking, I know Gavin, you're asking, my profit target is around the $20 mark. I would love to get to $20 and also pull back a little bit so that I can get out at $20 and then get back in at like 15. So that's what I'm looking to do. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Once the hype is over, AMC is dead. Be careful. That's actually, I think that's going to be a common misconception. I mean, you look at how squeezes have gone in the past, right? Those are based on institutional ownership and not the people banding together and owning things. So if we consistently own these positions and the hedge funds are consistently fighting it, I don't think the hype will really ever be over. I think the hype will always be there, and you'll always see that increase, and you'll always see that decrease. I don't think that the hedge funds are ever going to get out 100% because they think AMC is a dead cat, for lack of a better term. But it's not. You know, they're going to try and push it to bankruptcy, and they cannot do that, especially after we push them to all of this recovery, but they're going to still try and short them to bankruptcy. So we're going to be here to still hold on to the position because we believe it's valuable, and there are a bunch of people that are holding through the summer or holding, you know, into next year, and it's going to continue. I think we're going to see this stay around, you know, probably $15 to $20 easily. Yeah, I'm 100%. Not 100%. I'm 90% sure that that's the case. 100% sure that it will stay around $10 to $15, but 90% sure that it will hover around 15 to 20, as long as they make the right decisions. Matthew Perry, hashtag AMC 2023. What the heck? New investor here, just curious, what are your thoughts about why AMC and GME took a huge drop yesterday at the same time? It was manipulation, a ton of it. It was a huge bear trap that was definitely on the horizon. I knew that something negative was coming, and I was like, I was sitting the whole entire morning, I was contemplating, I was like, I know that something negative is coming. Should I sell? Should I sell at this point and get back in at a lower point so I can lower my cost basis? And I was like, well, if I do and I'm wrong, then I'm wrong twice, because I was wrong about GME, you know, basically 2 days before that happened, and I could have been wrong there. So with the fear of missing out, that's the reason why I didn't sell. But I knew that the trap was coming. I knew that they were going to push it down or pull it down because of the fact that they're still shorting the position, right? They're losing money constantly, and they're going to keep shorting it. And that's why I think that they're gearing up, you know, letting everything build up so that they can short it and keep scaring people with these huge drops. And once we see the start of that huge drop, you know, I'm basically going to do the same thing I said. Hopefully it's a huge drop from 15, because if it's a huge drop from 15, then I'll see that I'll be able to sell at 15, get in at like 10, and then be able to ride it on the way up again. I think that's good. Understood. I just think that it helps overall perspective and awareness of things when you share info such as how options work. I know You are a lone wolf, but it can help your subscriber numbers. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with my subscriber numbers. I would love to hit like 1 million or something like that. But like I said, I care more about engaging with the community as much as I can than just building a mass amount of subscriber numbers. You know, this is why I keep coming back. Yes, I like the fact that I can make money from YouTube. People, engage with me on YouTube, on Twitch, on whatever. And I like all that. But it's not about the subscriber numbers for me. At this point, I'm already over 100,000 subscribers. The only time I can get another plaque is at 1 million. So, and that's very far off. So I'm okay with growing slowly at this point. As long as I can stay consistent with the amount of views that I get on regular videos, I'm fine with engaging with everybody. But you're right, it is great to understand certain things from people that know so much. And I think that's why the Discord group is actually really good. You know, they're starting to teach me some more things about options than I've ever known. Actually, I don't really know too much about options, so they're teaching me a lot here. But yeah, I absolutely love the Discord group, and that's where I learn a lot of things from, because there's a lot of smart people over there. And I may teach people about, you know, day trading and what I'm doing and going through portfolios and talking about random things, you know, that could possibly make some people some money. Like, you know, Carl's Calls, where he picked MVIS recently and it pretty much took off. So that cat is gifted. But yeah, I love those type of things. I hear you. I'll keep viewing regardless. Have a great weekend. You too. Thank you for, you know, asking the questions. I mean, it's always great to talk about that stuff. And I was thinking about it multiple times, like, hey, should I, you know, collab with these people? I don't ever collab with anybody really, and I am truly a lone wolf until I get to a point to where I can make a name for myself. I don't want to build it off of somebody else's back. You know, obviously I had a bunch of people that were viewing, you know, my streams, but the problem is that my streams were too short. I only did my streams in the morning, and everybody else is doing like 8 hours worth of streams. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. So it's tough, but we get consistent views. As long as we get hundreds of viewers, I'm fine. At max before the bell, I added another 1.2K shares. Collab with your cat. He's gifted. I don't know where he's at. He's sleeping over there. He sleeps a lot. I can't collab with him. He's too lazy. Matt, there were 4 ETFs that contain AMC, GME, and costs that were hedged to drive the price down the other day. Look at these retail ETFs. 112% short. Huh. Interesting. That's very interesting. So you're saying that they were included in these ETFs and they were heavily shorted ETFs as well. I will look into that. I probably won't have the time to look into it now, but I definitely will. But I'll copy the whole entire thing. Let me copy that whole message. Thank you for saying that. I'll copy that whole thing. That'll be good. I think that'll be really good. Yeah, that's good. All right. So looks like we have 442 people in here. If you could hit that like button, continue to drive up those likes. That helps out a lot. We got 2 viewers over on Twitch. Somebody said, what's up, Matt? How you doing? Is it Bearded Bear? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Do you think we break $100? That's tough to say. I mean, obviously, I'm pushing for, you know, $20, $30. Something reasonable is obviously $20 or $30. But $100 is definitely pushing it. If we don't see, you know, the positivity, we don't see the volume, then I would say no. And if we see any manipulation, I would say no. So there are variables in place that, you know, we need to go our way, and then we could see the huge positivity. Have any plans for the weekend? I'm actually golfing this weekend, so I'm excited about that because I haven't golfed in a while. I've been building my garage gym, which I'm gonna do an update for anyways. I'm gonna do a video on, and I'm gonna do basically like a series to see how much it saves me, because I would like to get that as a business, as a write-off for the business. So using it in a video is a business write-off. If you didn't know, do you put options that were at a strike price of $8? Yeah, I'm not an options person. Like I keep saying, I need to get into options. I just don't have the time. Anytime I think about researching options and trying to understand it, and I know you can understand it very easily, but as I try to understand it, I always think about something else, like something day trading related, and I'll get into some position or some swing trade, and then I'll totally forget about options. It's just that, like, if you find success with something, I always recommend that you stick with it in some form or fashion. Obviously, all of these things that we're doing with GME and AMC, they're not long-term investments. We're not holding forever. They're swing trades. Do I day trade AMC? I don't. I wanted to get out and get in at multiple times because it looks like if the hedge funds are going to manipulate it, we can kind of screw them over twice by, you know, buying in at these lows, holding them, and then selling them and being able to get in at these lows again, in my opinion. But there's also that factor of them being able to buy back their shares at lower prices. If they don't have any shares to buy, then it makes it difficult for them, which means they have to hold on to their position. But also it means that they can't cover their position. So it ends up making it very difficult for them to cover. So what they're going to do is they're just going to be like, look, I mean, we have no way of buying these back. So here's these naked shorts. We're good for it, because they're going to get out of their positions. We may be screwing up the squeeze, if you think about it, because if we're holding 100% of the shares and they need shares to buy back, how are they going to buy them back? While they're basically going to say, all right, well, we need these naked shorts in order to do it. So it's not considered malicious intent by them doing it that way, by them saying, hey, I need to buy back these shares, but I can't. So let me create these naked shares, and then I'm good for it. They're gonna end up selling, and I'm gonna get a real share, but then they need to get back double the shares, right? I was looking at when some of the last states were going to open up and try to gauge on buying more before that point. Yeah, this is the thing about with AMC, with the news. Typically, everything with news has a different way to react to it. But with AMC, with news, I mean, it hasn't really reacted to news that much, because of the fact that hedge funds are doing something to bring down the price. So if we're looking for positive movement, they're not going to let that happen. You know, we obviously hold all the positions, so we can't have a ton of buying power. Congrats on 111K subscribers, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I want to get to a point to where I'm comfortable with, you know, what I'm doing. I'm working as hard as possible everywhere, and, you know, be able to, you know, put my all into this. and I'm putting as much as I can into it. Obviously I can't put all of it into it because, you know, kids, wife, you know, family. I love my family very much, and I'd rather spend time with them in every case. But you guys are great, you know, no offense. Women spend money, women love movies. Yeah, I spend money too, though. Not gonna lie, I spend too much money. Great job, Matthew. Easy to watch and listen to. Thanks for no gimmicks. You're welcome, and thank you for watching. Leave your family for us. Do not love us. Do you not love us? Here, quit my day job. This one. 3 times 1 sub. Where you stream we're your streaming family. You leave your family, we would 100% likes. Make sure you hit that like button. Continue to hit that like button. Like it up. Weird degenerates. What's the best stock to buy right now? What are you looking for? Long term, short term? Because Carl thinks long term is, you know, Mavis. I think that MVIS is actually really good, and they can easily be back up to that $20, $25 mark before they got taken down. Zoom is definitely a great bet. I believe they were higher than where they are now. Yeah, so they basically just hit a point to where they're at their bottom, right? And they're starting to really push up. When I first recommended them, I sound like the Motley Fool. When I first recommended them, they were at 327, and now they're at 347 here. So basically $20 gain. That's huge. But that's obviously a large price to pay in any case. I'm waiting for a position to drop so I can get more shares of AMC, waiting for the right moment. Yeah, just remember that, and I understand that people don't want to hear this. I have to preface this by saying that that you can actually lower your cost basis by still selling at a higher point and then buying at a lower point that's still above your cost basis, if that makes sense. A lot of people don't understand this, but it's called a wash sale. So your overall profit will trump how much you actually are losing in that difference, because you're investing in more position. You're taking the amount of money that you gained and investing it into a lower position. So the overall wash will be obviously a lot lower. So people don't understand this. So basically like this, if I take this stock right here and I say it's at $383 and it goes up by, let's say, to let's make it an even number. Let's go $350. Let's say it's $350, and it goes up to 100. You know, 100 by 100, and I have 100 shares, right? So if it goes up to there, then I gain a significant amount of money, right? And what's going to happen is I take that same profit that I gain because I sold up here, and then the stock price goes down, right? And I invest at this lower point again. Maybe it's right above my profit target of 350. I'm now at 370. Now with all the money that I gained, if I invest all the money, I'm putting it into a lower price, which means I gain more shares, which eventually will lower the cost basis there. So it's taking the money that you gain, the money that you put in, and investing it at a lower point. So now you're putting in more shares, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. It makes it very easy, but the thing is that nobody wants people to sell AMC like that. And I would have done it multiple times to get my cost basis down to $5, but nobody wanted me to do it, so I didn't do it. The fear of missing out really got to me. Ryan, Damn, the way you broke that down made so much sense. Thank you. You're welcome. No problem. All right, I have someone at the door, so I have to end the stream. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. All right? I can't just answer the door, and I think it's over anyway. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.